Let's talk a little bit about tapering, getting ready for your events, particularly in long distance endurance events. There's a real myth around tapering where a lot of people get undone because the word taper always has a connotation of doing less and less and less and less for the weeks going into your race. But the challenge for many long distance endurance athletes is there is the emotional side and a reminder to the body of what it's like to go for long distances. So rather than approaching your taper as just scaling down your training load until the last 2 to 3 weeks be minimal, instead you might think about it going a different way. If you have a cycle of training, 2 or 3 weeks in a row of harder work that sits in a regular pattern, no matter what your methodology is, that is a pattern that you should use for your taper. The key is to have a clean out. So the way that we like to do it is 2 or 3 weeks out of the race, we have a 3 to 5 day thorough cleanse, a real clean out, very, very low stress, very easy work. And then our last cycle of training brings us into race day, and it follows a familiar pattern and rhythm of training. It's just down at 60 to 80% of your regular training load. With that, you get the emotional familiarity of what it's like to do consistent and hard work. You get to do some endurance training, so it reminds the body and the mind of what it's like to go for longer distances, but you're doing it on a really fresh body and mind. You get through all of the staleness, all of the lethargy, and then you do a good piece of work where it's a block of work that isn't creating deep fatigue and enables you with just a couple of days rest before the race to pop out, feel great, but almost feel like racing is just a long, long training day. And if you do it like that, you ultimately have your best race performance. Food for thought when you're building up your preparation for racing. Best of luck.